If you're my nose stomped up, mind your business. All right, we all knew this was coming. Shouldn't be as a surprise, but it's actually surprising to see how so many people are supportive of this situation and just enjoying the fact that thousands of people are losing the stream of income that they work for. That's just really weird to me, but we'll get into that later. First of all, OnlyFans has become basically like an internet known name. I don't know if it's a household name yet, but I don't believe it is. I hope it's not. And known for primarily adult content. Now, here's the thing. OnlyFans, they never intended for their content to be solely purposed for adult content and adult content creators. That just happened by accident. Like I'm sure they was looking like, it was originally just made for people of like an influencer status or celebrity type status, like artists, athletes, and just maybe some regular influencers or just anybody who has some sort of following, so that they can have a little bit more personalized access to certain types of content. Almost like, I'd say almost like a live Patreon or something. Again, really, we've seen numerous versions of these type of companies. But what a lot of people don't know is that OnlyFans is still a startup. And for those of you who don't truly know what a startup is, in simple definitions, a startup is just a super young company with their own unique product or service, but they're trying to become a public company. But in order to become a public company, they have to go through so many different rounds of funding. They have to go through like a series A, B, C, all with different levels and all having different requirements to reach that next level of funding. Think of Snapchat. Snapchat went through a huge valuation. They were worth billion something dollars, but they finally went public. Or think of Uber, Airbnb. All of these were those small startup type companies that eventually became these well-known enterprise level or publicly traded companies with their own things on the stock market. So what's happening with OnlyFans is that they've still had that dream and vision of saying that we're not going to remain a startup forever. We want to reach that next level and become a public company. Now, here's the issue. When they try to go through those different rounds of funding and getting those venture capitalist funding and all that different stuff to help them reach that next level, basically these investors came back and was like, nah, like the reputation that's attached to your brand is not something we want to, is not something we support. We don't support adult type content. We don't support anything regarding any type of pornography, adult content, none of that. We don't want parts of any of that. But OnlyFans is basically trying to say like, look, even though that's a large percentage of our base, of our customer base, that's not what our company is founded upon and built upon. But these investors are like, but that's what your reputation is like. We're not touching that. So OnlyFans had to make a business decision. We just got to cut all that. You got to this level because of all the adult content creators and influencers that you have on your platform. You've been able to bring in unique levels of profit, not just revenue. Like you're profiting hundreds of millions, close to billions of dollars of profit because of these adult content creators that you're essentially letting go. Now, again, from a business perspective, I can understand these guys basically want to grow, they want to mature or whatever. And there's really no telling how long a model like this can even sustain itself. So again, we can understand that, but this was the wrong way to do it. What they probably could have done, just create a spin-off company whose name had nothing to do with OnlyFans, like something completely different from OnlyFans, allow the OnlyFans platform to remain what it is, just create a spin-off company to basically support what you originally wanted to do, and just allow this to be the moneymaker on its own side. And if that failed, then you already have your second platform that's created. I don't understand why that was so difficult to do. And if we take a straight look at the numbers here, they're saying that the company took in $390 million and pre-tax profits of $74 million between November 2019 and November 2020. So November 2019, when COVID was first, it grew 553% year over year. Like, what all this money y'all created? 120 million daily active users, grown up from 20 million before the pandemic. So you've gotten an extra 100 million active users. Active. One thing that I've learned from working in corporate America is that these businesses do not care about you at all. And what this should be a lesson towards is that no matter whether it's Twitch, YouTube, OnlyFans, Instagram, if you have a source of income through these platforms, if your income is based upon your performance on this platform, you are not safe. So that's why, to my next point, it's really confusing to me to see and hating on these people who have made some income via OnlyFans. Now it's time for you to get a real job and blah, blah, blah. Now it is understandable when you got people who use these platforms and they try to make it seem like they just better than other people who work in a 9-to-5. Now at that point, yeah, hey, get out. Time for you to get a real job. For the people who just kind of sitting back, minding their business, just collecting their own little income stream, that making their little 500, 600, maybe 1,000 a week, 1,000 a month or something, like those people needed that. They weren't hurting nobody, because at the beginning of this pandemic and around like the 6-month range, you started seeing an even higher rise of scammers and just manipulators, these online influencers just trying to make money off of people who, a lot of these people really ain't even hurting nobody like that. 'Cause I'm just thinking about this situation. Let's just say out of nowhere, YouTube decided to say like, all right, we're trying to change our content. That means no more reaction channels, no more response type videos. You know how many reaction channels are on YouTube that are making a living just based off of reacting and just watching, like, you know how many channels are making thousands of dollars a month just doing that? That should be what y'all getting mad at. People who are on these platforms making all this money, not bringing no type of value. Honestly, man, again, it's just, if it still has a name of a business or company or whatever that's cutting you the check or on your direct deposit, you still not safe, man. Create your multiple streams of income if that's something that you're looking into, because again, everybody's not looking to have their own business. Everybody's not made to have their own business, and that's fine. But don't get to the point where you start hating on other people for the way they make their money. If they're not scamming nobody or manipulating nobody, that shouldn't be none of your business. That shouldn't even bother you. But hey, whatever.